Hey y'all, so I have had so many questions in regards to the backyard. Can we get a tour? Honestly, there's just not much to show back here right now. It looks kind of very similar to the front when I showed you all before we started the rip out up there. But I will give you an update on what we're thinking back here. There's a lot of things that are going to change back here. It's going to change a lot more drastically, I think, than the front will change. And so let me just turn my camera around and I'll show you what I'm thinking, what Tommy and I are thinking back here. Also, an update on the front yard. So this is kind of a bummer to me, but I'll be out of town next weekend. This weekend when I'm filming this is Labor Day weekend, and I was talking to Tommy about how excited I was for Alex and his crew to come start the front yard next weekend. And so we're talking about it. I'm all excited, and Tommy goes, "You know you're gonna be gone next weekend, right?" And I was like, oh my gosh. So it just all happened to time up. I've had this trip. I'll be going to New Mexico with my mom and my grandfather, and I'll have plenty of, hopefully, thrifting and buying videos of what we get there in New Mexico. I'll introduce you guys to my mom. Hopefully she'll want to be on camera, but that will be fun in itself. Tommy is going to handle the filming aspect while I'm gone, and it should be interesting because Alex is always, he brings the materials. He says, "Tell me where you want this. Tell me what you want the lines to look like with the edging." And so it'll be interesting. Tell me where you want the boulders. I think there'll be a lot of FaceTime calls, which I'm totally fine with. It all just happened to time up at the exact same time, and we had no way of knowing. But it will all be good. I will come back and I'll show you the progress when I get back, and we'll go through it all. We'll walk through it, and it'll be good. So let me show you the thoughts on the backyard really quick. Let me turn my camera around, and we'll just get started on that. Okay, so first things first, most of you, if you've been watching this channel from the beginning, you know that we took the fence out that went along this concrete driveway line right there. There are lots of paths, as you can see here. There was a path right here and right here because there were gates right there. And since we've removed the fence and we want a lot more of an open feel, we decided to go ahead and put more flagstone and less pebbles in this area. And so there's multiple problems for us in our lifestyle with all of these small rocks. This is for the front yard, so kind of ignore that there. I need the sprinkler to hit it so it will start rusting. It's a Corten steel, what will be a bird bath. So, or kind of actually bird bath / fountain. I'm going to look into putting a pump in that, so we'll see how that goes. But these larger flagstones that you see right here, we're gonna do a lot more of those. The grout lines per se will still be that stone, but they will be glued in. So the issues that we have with all of these stones are they get caught in our shoes. We track them inside. We constantly have stones in our shoes, and they get caught in our dog's paws. And I find little stones all over the house on the rugs where they have gotten them out of their paws. And so it just, I know there's glue that you could glue all this down with, but I really don't want to just glue all of that down. So we will be coming up with like a patio area, and that way we just have less loose stones all over the place. So this will still be the seating area. Obviously this will stay. We are getting wood racks made, so all that wood's gonna go away because I really want to see, like, from this area when you walk out the door, I want to see when this gets re-landscaped. And I think this tree is really pretty. I love multi-trunk trees, and so I want to see all of that. And so I think most of it is going to go over here in this area when we clear some of that out. But the dilemma that I'm having back here is where exactly to start the grass. So this turf is going to get completely ripped out. I want more of a rectangle shape to the backyard and more open green space. So the issue that we have with this turf, and we're still playing around with ripping out the front turf. Tommy and I sit and have drinks and just talk about kind of what we're thinking. And Tommy really wants to rip out the turf in the front. I like the lines to the front bed, so we need to decide here pretty soon whether we're going to rip out the turf in the front or not. We still haven't come to a total agreement on that. But this turf will most definitely be coming out. Our dogs are, most of you know, we have a 15-year-old golden retriever. He actually turns 15 in about a week and a half. And so he can't move very fast. And then we have a blind 10-year-old dachshund. So in the middle of the day, this gets a majority sun. And you can see kind of back there, it starts to get sun about this time and it burns their paws. Our golden will step on it and not realize, you know, and he can't move fast, and so he just sits down, and then I have to go pick him up and get him, and then our dachshund can't see the lines of the sun, and then he steps on it and he, you know, starts running away from the turf. And so it's just not functional for our lifestyle back here. We have always had dogs and we always will have dogs, so this is just not the most plausible option for us back here. And so because of that, I'm trying to decide where exactly I want to start the grass. From the window, from the kitchen, pan around here, that window right there, I really want to be able to see just like clean green space, a rest for your eyes. And so most of you saw our other backyard. And so we're gonna kind of go along the same lines as that because that's what we like. But my dilemma is, where exactly do I start the grass? So we do have this tree right here, so I think it would be a little bit awkward to start the grass in front of the trees, in front of this tree anyway. So, but I do want as much grass as we can possibly get. So the dilemma becomes where exactly to start the grass. At our other house, our patio furniture sat right on the edge of the patio and then it immediately started grass. I think I want to go out a little bit further, but ultimately it will be a large, soft rectangle shape. So it'll have that same court and steel edging. It will have the boulders to mirror the front. It's going to look pretty similar to our other backyard as far as the hardscaping options. And I will be getting into these hydrangeas. I don't want to dig these up, so we're going to save as much as we possibly can there, but I will be reusing those. I will do whatever I can do to try to save those. So my thoughts are, and I will be making a landscaping plan for the backyard, and I'll show you when I get that done. I don't know when I will get that done, and I don't know when the actual rip out of the backyard is going to start. But if we went right behind this tree here and did an edge all the way over here, started the grass, and then came out about 5 feet from the fence. You guys can see all of that ivy. I've gotten really behind on cutting that back. And when we get all of this cleared out, I'm going to do whatever needs to be done to get rid of that vine. It's the bane of my existence. But it will come out, the flower bed will come about 5 or 6 feet out from the fence. And then it will be kind of a soft rolling with boulders in between, all the way down to here. Also want to do whatever I can do. Everything will be coming out of this little section right here other than the oak leaf hydrangeas. I will do whatever we can do to keep those. And while the oak leaf hydrangeas come out to about here, the bases of them are much further back, so I think we should be able to work around that. So continue here, again, coming about 5 or 6 feet off the fence max at all times. And then we'll come to probably right about just a little bit in front of the snowball viburnum here. And then come right about to where this pot is. And so everything will have a clean edge on it with the Corten steel metal edging. And then all of this will be getting removed. Oops, sorry, I had just hit the camera. All of this is a bunch of Nandinas. I'm not sure what I'm thinking with this blue spruce yet, TBD, but definitely going to have blue, a lot more blue back here and blue in this corner. So I'm trying to decide on a variety of blue spruce that will do well in our area, number one, and number two, will take into account the power lines, because they have to be relatively at their mature size, a little bit shorter than the power lines. So OG&E, which is our electric company here, can get to what they need to without having to cut those trees. That's the last thing I want, is to put in some pretty mature specimens and then OG&E comes and starts hacking on them. So that will be taken into consideration, and then we'll do a lot of repeat planting. The snowball viburnum will not be getting removed, so don't freak out there. Most of the plants back here will be repurposed if they can be, and then donated what we don't use that is salvageable. And so the space back behind the garage, the cut flower bed, that's kind of its own little space, so that will be really nice. But we will be creating a walkway that leads into that. Let me turn around and show you. So this will be a walkway here. We'll probably come out from this fence and kind of do a soft edge right here, wider at the entrance, and then get skinnier to accommodate those 2 posts. And then I want all of this to remain as flower bed, but it will just be quite a bit more narrow. And all of this will be grass. Like, I want all of this to be green space all the way up to that platform there. And then we'll figure out how I want the edging to go here. It'll probably be some soft curves that allow that area right there to still remain flower beds. So it's going to be much more of an open concept than it is now. And the sprinkler system will have to be, you can see some of the sprinkler system here. Some of the lines are exposed, and we really just don't want that. And the sprinkler system back here probably does need to be overhauled. Tommy and I were very thrilled in the front when we realized that after we got everything ripped out, that we didn't actually need to modify the sprinkler system up there very much. There were a couple heads that weren't working that we didn't know about, and then we probably need to add 1 or 2 more heads back closer to the house, which will be a very easy task. So we were super excited about that. But I think back here, it's, especially adding grass, it's going to need quite a bit of work. And so I know it's probably a little bit hard to see without the landscaping plan. It takes me a while to do those because I like to add things in, and then I like to change them and kind of just get it exactly the way I want it. And I usually play around with it for a couple weeks. So I'll post this video just so you can kind of get an idea. And then once I have the final landscaping plan done for the front and the back, I will share both of those with you through videos, and then we can kind of walk through them. But yeah, I think that is all that I have for this video. I just wanted to share with you all the thoughts that we had on the back, and there is a lot of anti-turf people, so I think that there will be a lot of folks that are happy about the removal of the turf from the back, and we'll just have to see on the turf in the front. The turf is very nice turf, so the turf looks very realistic. It's very hard to tell if it is real or not when you're walking by it. So that's kind of my hesitation on the front. It's just, a lot less maintenance having turf. And because I like the lines of the bed, I don't know, I'm just a little bit torn. But most of you anti-turf folks will be happy about the back. And then as I have more updates, sorry about the noise in the background. Someone sounds like they are mowing or blowing. And as I get the updates, I will of course share those with you. And I hope to have an update on the front yard relatively soon. I'm so excited to get my hands on it. Although a lot of the hardscaping stuff should be done this next weekend, it's still too hot to plant, and it's still going to be too hot to plant for a while. But I will have so much garden content coming up for you guys as it starts to cool off, because we are going to be trying to get that front totally landscaped. I've got 900 tulip bulbs that will be here I guess in a couple months, and I'll need to get that done as we're getting the front yard done, as we get the plants put in. So I'm really, really excited about the things to come. And I appreciate you guys so much for watching this channel. And if you wouldn't mind, please like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye.